At L&M Fine Jewelry, we hand select our diamonds to give you the very best prices possible. Monty knows a great deal when he finds one. Find your great deal at L&M Fine Jewelry.
Your diamond destination.
What's on, everybody? Samuel Akem here, and I'm back with another one. I appreciate you guys for tapping in to yet another breakdown. Now, I don't know if I sound different, but as you guys can see my mic now. I just got a new mic. It's a Blue Yeti. It's a great microphone. I used to be working off this Razer Siren Mini. It's like a Razer Siren Mini. It's a good mic. I bought this, that goes on top of it. I don't know if you guys can actually see, but I bought this that goes on top of it. But, I'm upgraded now. So I have a new mic. There's a whole bunch of different features on the back that I was just toying with. There's a volume button. I can plug some headphones in here. So I'm actually going to look at getting some headphones that I can plug into these while I'm talking to this so I can know what I sound like, because this mic is so advanced that, there's so many settings on it. I understand why people wear headphones when they're dealing with a mic like this, but it's great. Upgrades. We're advancing. We're going forward. We're moving forward with everything. But I appreciate you guys for tapping in today. NAU versus Montana. It was a really good game. Played in Washington Grizzly Stadium. The Grizzlies were able to get another ranked victory on Saturday. They moved to 5-2. Northern Arizona moves to 3-4 actually. 1-2 in conference. Montana is 2-1 in conference. That one being Weber State. Funny enough, Weber State lost to Northern Colorado yesterday. We don't have to go too far into that, but that was pretty interesting thing that happened yesterday. Doesn't look great for the Grizz from that standpoint, but yesterday was a really good game. Logan 5 carries, -1 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns. Obviously in college, sacks take away from quarterbacks' rushing stats. So that negative is probably due to sacks. It might be due to some tackles for loss because I think Northern Arizona had like 3 tackles for loss and only 1 sack. So must have been a drastic sack. I can't exactly remember. We will see it in this breakdown. But, the Northern Arizona offense was dealing with their third-string quarterback. Their starting quarterback got hurt last week, so he didn't play. So that's something that a lot of people are going to be looking at in terms of why Montana was able to win this game, why their defense looked better. I think their defense did play better. I don't know if there was any drastic wholesale changes. We'll see in this breakdown, but they did play better. They held Northern Arizona to 20. They put up 31, so their offensive output was a little bit lower, but they were playing against probably one of the better defenses in the league, in the Big Sky Conference. So we're going to be going through all of it. Make sure you guys hit the like. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. Make sure you guys leave me a comment down below, and we will get straight into it. Okay. First play of the game. We missed actually a couple of the first plays, but first drive for Northern Arizona. They got a 2nd and 6. They're going to hand off to their running back, number 23, which is Hubbard. They had another running back, number 25, who played as well. Funny enough, PJ London, their quarterback, third-string quarterback, ended up being their leading rusher. He was a very athletic guy. He could move around. He played well. But they bring up a 3rd and 1 after that play. I thought Brzee White, their tight end right here, who's in motion, I thought he'd be a little bit more involved in the offense for Northern Arizona. He wasn't, and, not that it's like disappointing or anything, but, I think he's a very good player. I think he's probably one of the better tight ends in the conference. There's not a ton of high-level tight ends in the Big Sky Conference this year that I've seen, and obviously I'm watching a ton of Big Sky football. But Brzee White really seems like he can block really well. He runs good routes. He's a playmaker. So first drive of the game, Montana's going to come through and make a really big play, getting the Cajo gets through the backfield right there. I think they really wanted this tight end. They had 3 tight ends on the field, so they're in 13 personnel, 1 receiver right here. They really want this tight end to get down the line of scrimmage and get that block for them. But, this play is just all blown up by Cajo getting in the backfield. And then you got Hayden Harris getting back there as well. Hayden Harris coming off that block right here, getting into the backfield. And then you also have Ryan Tyrell showing up as well. So really good play from the Montana defense to start the game. And I think that's really what the Montana fans wanted to see. They wanted to see them get off the field, wanted to see them not be in long, drawn-out drives, wanted to see them be successful on 3rd down. And you got that to start the game. So to start the game for Montana, 1st and 10, 13 minutes to go in the first quarter, they're going to hand it off to Nick Osmo. And as he does always falling forward, he's going to get about 3 or 4 on 1st down, bringing up a 2nd and 7. Drop back pass. They're going to get off to Keelan White. And Keelan had what is he, 5 receptions for 53 yards. Sawyer Racanelli was their leading receiver. He had a 38-yard catch on a fade route. I don't know if this was his first drive or the second drive, but Keelan White and Logan Fife have an unbelievable connection. And, I don't know what sparked that. I don't know if they got a ton of work in this summer. I believe Fife was here in the spring, so I'm sure they were running routes in the summer. Fife just must have been one of Fife seems like he's always looking for him, but Keelan White and Logan Fife always seem to be on the same page when it comes to routes. And obviously Keelan White is a great route runner. He's a great receiver for the Grizz, so that works out well for him. First 2 passes of the game from Fife go to Keelan White. So there you have that. One thing I just want to give a highlight. Alex McLaughlin, they bring this guy off the edge a ton. They blitz him all the time. I think they're in a man coverage right here. It doesn't seem like they have a high safety. I can't see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think there's somebody out here, 10, 11. So they might not have a high safety here. But they do a lot with Alex McLaughlin. He's a really good player, probably the best safety in the Big Sky Conference, one of the tops in the country. He makes plays. He's a great tackler, great guy in coverage. He had a forced fumble in this game. Just want to give him his flowers. He's a really good player. But he does this a lot coming off the edge. He's able to get his hands up. He got 2 pass breakups in this game doing that. Didn't get it right there, but good job for Keelan White to fight for extra yardage here. He could have easily just caught that and ran out of bounds. Instead, pivots, gets upfield, and gets about 7 on first down, 8 on first down. Really good job. 2nd and 2. They're going to go play action. So they were in 13 personnel here. Or actually 22 personnel, so 2 backs, 2 tight ends, 1 receiver being Keelan White down here. You can't really see the route. He motioned pre-snap. And what they're trying to get to here is they're trying to get him on a post corner. I don't know why Fife didn't like it. I thought there was a window to throw Keelan back down because you have you have your running back who took the play fake. He's gonna go into the flat, so he's gonna hold any underneath coverage. It really ends up being man just because you're in such a tight set. So everybody's kind of down inside here. Your one high safety is right here. You really got one-on-one with the corner who looks like he's playing like a zone. But he's just really keeping you in front of him. I think Fife really had a window to throw Keelan the ball. He must not have liked it. He's going to throw it out of bounds. I do like the decision to throw it out of bounds instead of make it into a bad play. Not mad about that. But I do think seeing it live, obviously we don't have all 22, so it's kind of hard to see it from this angle. But I thought he had a window to potentially get the ball to Keelan. But, like the decision to throw it out of bounds. They end up getting the first down on a run. They're going to throw it to Keelan White once again. 3 passes here on this first drive for Keelan White on the slant. Really good strong hands catch. Good ball from Logan Fife. And, they get the completion. NAU brings a lot of pressure. That's something I noticed from them. And I always talk about all the time. Why are there 2 defenders over the top of each other? Something's not right here, and it ends up being a blitz. It ends up being man coverage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blitzing. You only have 5 blockers. They're in an empty coverage. They're in an empty set. So I don't know if Fife knew he was hot here, but he is hot. He's got to get the ball off now. Really, his first hot answer would have been to, I think that's Eric Barker right here. Yeah, Barker. But you got slants on this left side of the field. So for him to get, you can really throw it to anybody. They just got to win. Keelan White wins, and it's a good completion. And what really seems to be a zero coverage. NAU brings a ton of pressure. It's something that I noticed when they played against Sac State. It really affected Carson Conklin and Sac State. Sac State's not been having a great year. They just lost to Eastern Washington yesterday, so we don't really have to get into that. But it's something that when I watched that Sac State game that NAU was doing a ton of, and it created a ton of problems. So 2nd and 1 here. You really would love Montana to be able to get this right here. For some reason, on this double team, they're not able to get it right here on this double team block right here. It's really, I think, ends up being the left tackle here, which I think is Dylan Botner, who would have to get this block. He's not able to seal that block, and Stevie Rocker tries to bounce it to the left, right where that block would have been. I think had that block really been sealed up, he probably would have been able to get the first down, but he's unable to right there. On 2nd and 1, which brings up a 3rd and 1. They're going to try to hand it off to the fullback, really a tight end in Evan Schaefer, I believe. But he's in, no, that's Stevie Rocker in the fullback position. So a genuine 22 personnel. No. 21 personnel. So 2 backs, 1 tight end, 2 receivers on the field. 21 personnel, though, and he's unable to get it. Really good stand by NAU right here to stymie that. They're really getting through the line of scrimmage. This guy just busted the line of scrimmage right here. Their linebacker right here busted the line of scrimmage and made the play. Really good job there. Really good job from the NAU defense. So Montana's going to try to go for it on their first drive. I don't necessarily know why they wouldn't run it again. And somebody in the press box, if any of you guys know Gus Tutel, Ryan Tutel, he was asking me about it. He was asking me about actually a different play that had happened later on in the game, but it relates to this play too. Why do offensive coordinators sometimes outthink themselves and go away from things that, like, they were under center the last two plays? Why go away from that? Because it didn't work. And some people would say, like, oh, it's easier to go under center on a 4th and 1. Like, I would prefer them to go under center on a 4th and 1. And yes, to a certain extent, yes, it is easier to go under center. But if you've seen that it just didn't work the two plays previously, why would you beat a dead horse? Try something different, go under gun. Yes, a lot of people say, you're further from the line of scrimmage. It takes more yardage to get to the first down, but it didn't work the last two plays. This is a good defensive line. They were just stymieing you two plays before. Don't try to beat a dead horse. Once again, so they're going to go 4th and 1 here. From my standpoint, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is zero coverage. I don't know if Fife knew it was zero coverage, but you got Alex McLaughlin, All-American safety from All-American safety coming off the edge. He's not protected on this end. They got everybody who's manned up. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 in protection. They don't have 6 in protection. You got 5 in protection, and they're bringing 7. You don't have enough. Your running back's going out into a route. Your tight end's going out to block for that route. You got 2 free guys coming free, and they both affect the play. Alex McLaughlin with the sack fumble, and their linebacker picking it up and running it for a touchdown. Really, really tough play right there from Montana. Brandon Wong ended up being the guy picking it up, taking it to the house. Just a tough play here from the Montana offense to start the game. They virtually had 2 defensive touchdowns against Sac State in that game. One that was a sack fumble caused by none other than Alex McLaughlin for a touchdown. But then they also had another interception that went back to the 1-yard line and went back to the 1-yard line. What am I trying to say? Went back to the 1-yard line and they scored the next play. So the NAU defense is really, they're very disruptive. Had they not got this sack fumble, had Montana just punted it away, the Montana defense only gave up 13 points. So there really was a 31-13 difference in scoring for Montana and NAU, but their defense was able to come up with the score. So that counts against the NAU defense. That counts against the scoring, you could say, against the Montana defense. Montana's going to get the ball back after giving up the touchdown, after giving up the fumble for a touchdown. And they hand it off to Eli Gilman, who tries to bounce it out, and he's unsuccessful right there. 2nd and 9 coming up for Montana. Fife is going to try to scramble, and he's able to get about 5 yards on 2nd and 9. Really good decision right here. So looks like NAU runs this three safety set similar to Montana, 3-3-5. So 3 down linemen, 3 linebackers, 5 defensive backs. You see the 5 defensive back shell. This really looks like a Tampa 2 coverage here. It's definitely a Tampa 2. Montana runs this exact coverage, and they actually ran it later on in the game. But you have this Grizz player. I don't know if this is Alex McLaughlin. I don't think this is Alex McLaughlin. This might be Alex McLaughlin. But, you have this Grizz player. The Montana defense calls it the Grizz player, but you have this safety in the middle of the field. He's just going to drop in that deep middle hook. You got your half-field safety, flat defender, and your flat defender, which gives you your Tampa 2 look and then some hook coverages on the inside. So hook. And then you got your 3 rushers. So no rushing, nobody really rushing on 2nd and 9. They're really trying to keep everything in front of you. That leaves the window wide open for Fife to scramble, which he takes it. And he gets decent yardage. 5 yards. Doesn't make a negative play. 4 yards. Bringing up a 3rd and 5. Montana's got a 3rd and 5 here. Really good route distribution here. Really good. This is what you want the mesh to look like. And this is how you want it to work out. So really trying to see what the coverage here is from NAU. It really looks like they're in a cover 3. Cover 3. You got a curl flat here, 2 hook defenders on the inside. You're running your mesh, really not a tight mesh. You would love your tight end to really be closer to Keelan White here, or maybe you would want Keelan to be closer here. Really, I would really honestly say your tight end's a little too deep on this. He's running it like more closer to an over. You want it to be a mesh, so you guys really want it to be tight together. They end up running it a little deeper, but they do sit down in zone. I really think you had Jake Olsen here, and you had Sawyer Racanelli here, but you want this triangle. You don't want anybody. Keelan sat down right where he was supposed to be because he's going to eat up that zone coverage of this defender. You see how he steps that way, hesitates. He can't cover up Racanelli. And then Jake Olsen sits down right here. I really think Jake Olsen was really more open right here, but good for Fife to get the ball to Sawyer Racanelli. He fit it in there. Good hands catch from Sawyer Racanelli, and he gets more yards after the catch. But this was a really, really strong play right here for Montana on 3rd and 5. You want to be successful on money down. This is a big down in college football, and they were successful on 3rd down. Really good job right there. So here you go. The play kind of cut off. I think they went really fast after getting the first down. They're going to try to snap it, and I think Fife expected Racanelli to take an outside release here. They stayed in, so they ran a quick screen down here. I think that's Keelan White running the quick screen. But then up here, I think he expected Sawyer Racanelli to take an outside release. I mean, the ball is thrown out of bounds, and he really had pressure on him. He was about to take it. He did end up taking a hit. But I don't really know what that play was. 2nd and 10 coming up for Montana. Really good release here from Sawyer Racanelli. Not messing around at all at the line of scrimmage, getting into the body of that defensive back and taking the outside release, and he gets space. Really good ball from Logan Fife. He puts it in Sawyer Racanelli's hands, who gets his 38-yard reception to start the game. Really, really good job there. Really, really good job from Sawyer Racanelli. I mean, this is beautiful. Good ball from Logan Fife, once again, who has pressure in his face. So they didn't even bring any pressure. This is on RPO, so they're running split zone, and this is just one that I think Logan Fife just decided to pull and throw, because as you see, the linemen are all blocking downfield. They're all getting upfield. Got that ball off just in time to where that right tackle, Brandon Casey, was like 3 yards down the field, which is his legal right to be at least 3 yards down the field. But he pulls it. They're running the split zone. You see the tight end coming across on the split zone and gets the ball off just in time before the pressure. Really good throw under pressure from Fife. Really, really good throw. He's been playing at an extremely high level on 2nd and 10 for the completion. 1st and 10 in the red zone now for Montana, and they're going to run it to Eli Gilman, who seems like he's about to break these tackles and get into the end zone. I really thought, because I remember I looked down at my computer because I had the stats pulled up, but then I also had Twitter pulled up as well. And I remember I looked down as soon as he got like right here. I looked down, and then I hear the crowd go crazy. And I look back up, and he's like right here. When I looked back up, I was like, "What the heck just happened?" Really good run right there. Not going down, taking these hits. Really good runner. Everybody knows Eli Gilman is going to run hard, and he gets them down inside the 5-yard line on 1st and 10. One thing that really hurt, that really sucks right here. Well, I guess they still could have got a first down. I don't know if they gave him the first down there, but he's close to first down. On 2nd and 1, they're going to hand it off, and before they can even think, they got guys in the backfield. They should have looked at maybe, they got these one-on-ones out here. There's a good chance to run like a rub down here with Keelan White and Junior Bergen or something. I don't know, but they don't have anything on. They get it to Eli Gilman, who gets hit in the backfield, and it's a tackle for loss for Northern Arizona. Brings up a 3rd and 2 for Montana, and he's going to try to throw the ball to Sawyer Racanelli, who's just basically trying to box out the defender. I'm not mad at this decision. This is not a high percentage throw. Analytics are big in the game of football these days, and a lot of people talk about how the one-on-one fade in the red zone is not a high percentage throw. It's a very low percentage completion, and here is one of Alex McLaughlin's pass breakups. As you see, he's always getting his hands up. Seems like he's always coming in on a blitz, coming in, off the line of scrimmage. And this almost ended up being an interception for Montana. They really lucked out that they were able to get points here because it was really a run play once again. So this is something that Fife does a lot. And I think this is actually what got him bit last week against Weber State on that sack fumble that ended the game. I think that was a run play that he decided to pull, but I broke it down. Go watch the Weber State breakdown. Just go watch the last 4 minutes of that, or just go watch it's in the last 4 minutes, I think. Go watch that breakdown. I talked about it, but he does this a lot on RPOs when they have routes checked, or he may be being the one checking the routes. He pulls it a lot, and he's going to throw it out there. And that was something that Dalton Sneed did a lot with me and Samori. He always was going to pull it out of the belly of the running back and try to get the ball to the receivers. And that's probably why Logan Fife has been throwing for so many yards. In this type of offense, where you have that capability. Obviously, you have the run game on, and you have some good running backs. But I think when you have good receivers like Keelan White, like Junior Bergen, like Aaron Fonts, like Sawyer Racanelli, you have to utilize those weapons, and that's what Logan Fife does at a high level. So Montana ended up kicking the field goal, making it a 7-3 ball game with almost 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. 1st and 10 for NAU. They're going to hand it off to their back, who gets about 3 yards on first down. 3 yards on first down. Here you go, 2nd and 7 coming up. So this is something that NAU did a ton. They're in the Wildcat here. And instead of, a lot of times when teams do the Wildcat, they take their quarterback and they'll put him like way outside of the formation, either on either side of the formation. In this instance, he simply shifts over. So you see them like shift over one slot before the snap of the play. And he's still the one doing the clap. But a lot of times the running back right here was going to keep it. He ends up, I think this actually might be a receiver. I think this is a running back here. They did it with a ton of players. They did it with number 3, who I think is a receiver. They did it with the running back right here. But he hands it off to the quarterback, who's then going to throw it out to their tight end, who gets tripped up by Krishawn Gordon. Like that they didn't call pass interference. I don't think it was pass interference. I think their legs just got caught up. But the way it's been working out for these Montana DBs, they've been getting called for a ton of pass interferences. So good not to see that get called right there. So you get the swing route right here on 3rd and 7. It's not the greatest ball. The ball's kind of high. The running back has to kind of change his path to make this catch, which you don't like. But then the Montana defense is going to come in and make the tackle for loss to bring up a 4th down. Really good job right there. Really good job. Really, really good job. They got decent blocks. I mean, honestly, no. They missed this block out here by Trevin Grady. Trevin Grady makes a really good play here to get down there and make the tackle for loss. Really good job there from Montana defense. But you can't have everything. Penalties were a big thing in this game for both teams. In the first half, it was really Montana who was penalizing themselves and really hurting themselves. And then in the second half, it was really NAU who really had some bonehead penalties, some bad penalties that really hurt them. But right here, you're going to see the defender trying to block the play, and he's going to hit the plant leg of the kicker, which I believe is why they called the roughing. I thought potentially it might have been running into, but he didn't run into him. He didn't accidentally run into him. He genuinely dove at the leg of the punter, and they're not even going to get a return on this punt, but you'll see the replay. Came right in and hit the guy's leg. That's really dangerous. You got to protect those guys. Tough play there from Ian Finch, who is going to get called for roughing. And that prolongs the drive. That's an automatic first down, 15-yard penalty, personal foul on the return team. So NAU got the first down. Here you go. Here, bring in Brzee White in motion, and they're going to run the reverse. You got, I believe that's Ryan Tyrell off the edge, just unable to get there, right out of the reach. Really good timely reverse from NAU. He's getting around the edge. He's got a lineman out in front blocking for him, and he's really using them. I mean, the lineman's just a decoy, just in the way, but it works in the favor of NAU, and they're able to get a lot of yardage off that. Here you go. 1st and 10. They're going to hand it off to their running back, who's getting downhill and getting good yards on first down. 7-8 yards on first down is a really good first down run. Got to stay ahead in the chain. 2nd and 3 coming up for NAU. Once again, this Wildcat. So it looks like they're running guard, tight end, counter. So you see how he's hesitating, waiting for the blocks. You got the kick out block from your guard. And you got your tight end getting up inside there, getting another block, and they get a first down on it. Not a super gash run play, but, it's successful and it gets you a first down. Handing it off once again to the running back, number 34, who is, they have so many running backs, Seth Cromwell, who's going to get a decent run down here. Montana defense is there, but, still allow him to get about 2 yards on first down. One thing I do want to point out, you see Ronald Jackson Jr. here on this tackle. He is one of the better tacklers on this defense. He makes a ton of tackles, and I'm going to highlight him at the end of the game. The defensive backs of Montana have really been getting beat up this year, but Ronald Jackson Jr. showed up in a big way to finish the game out. We'll get to that later, though. Here you go. London's going to look downfield. Montana looks like they're playing coverage. Looks like a Tampa 2. Same way. I mentioned to you guys, Montana gets to it the same way NAU. NAU gets to it the same way Montana does. 3 high safeties here. Half field. He's your deep middle hook. Flat defender and a flat defender down here. Look at the breakdown. That's Tampa 2 all the way. Tampa 2 all the way. PJ London sees that, realizes that he's not really going to be able to get anything downfield. Great recognition to not mess around right there. He maybe could have got Brzee White right here, but I don't think Montana really got any pressure on him. They're only rushing 3-4. Rushing 4. Doesn't seem like they got a ton of pressure on him, but London's going to get out of the pocket and get upfield, making some guys miss. So I just talked about how I was going to highlight Ronald Jackson. Tackling has been a struggle for this team. So right here, you're going to notice how this is not good. This is not good. I'm not defending this. I will never defend this. Also, you would love if he could get this tackle right here. I mean, these are tackles that you saw this defense make last year. And that is why I think a lot of people have been frustrated with this team this year. It's because these are plays that were made at a high rate last year, and this year it's just, and then if they missed that one, this one was for sure made last year. For sure this one was made. And it just seems like a poor attempt at a tackle. No base, not recognizing that you have defenders around you. Just break down and make the play. Like, this quarterback was athletic, but I don't think he was, anything crazy. And for him to make some of these guys look the way he's made them look, it's a little disappointing. So here they're going to get in the Wildcat once again. Guy's going to keep it. I want to know if number 3 is a running back. They don't even have number 3 on here. They don't have number 3 on it. Oh, yeah, he is. Isaiah Eastman. So is he a running back or a receiver? He seems like a receiver. Yeah, he's a receiver. But he gets the handoffs a ton. So right here, he's going to keep the ball. I don't think they really handed it off to the guy right here until like later in the game. You can see he just ends up being a lead blocker. He's lowering the shoulder on Ryder Meyer, who keeps his base and is still able to keep the legs wrapped up, and he's going to bring him down. End of the first quarter, start of the second quarter for NAU. They're going to hand it off to the running back, and he's not getting much of anything on 2nd and 4. Good play for the Montana defense. You got Riley Wilson coming off the edge out here, and then you got Hayden Harris, who kind of blew the play up through the middle. And then also you got Vi Cajo getting in there, Jackson Lee getting in there, a ton of maroon jerseys. Ronald Jackson Jr. also getting in there. Here you go. You're going to run a counter. Looks like they're in the this Wildcat once again. This time they do have the quarterback out here in this Wildcat formation. They're going to run the counter, and he's going to bounce it out. That's really how you want these counters to work. You want to make him spill it outside. Cajo once again blowing the play up. He's been very disruptive on some of these plays. He's going to blow it. They're going to bounce it out, and really, really good hustle here from Ryan Tiro. Really good hustle there to go get that. Great play on 3rd and 2 to leave him short. They're going to go for it on 4th and 1. So the play kind of cut out here, but as you can see, it looked like they had the D lineman stopped. This is him right here, number 44. He actually fielded the first kickoff of the game. They squibbed it. I don't know if it was on purpose, but it was a roller to him. He picked it up, lowered the boom on somebody. I think they started the drive on the 30 or 35. But here you go. They're going to hand it off. He's actually a D lineman, but they're going to hand it off to him. He plays fullback for them at times. They hand it off to him. They really had him stopped. Nobody wraps up, though. And then you got Keon Loud, who's getting a little too down in there, not keeping his eyes on the ball, which is right there. Had Keon Loud been right there, he probably could have been the catalyst for them getting this stop. He's unable to. Number 41 bounces it out. Keon Loud's still going to make the play, but this is like a 280-pound. I think Tutel told me he's 6'1", 285 pounds, and Keon Loud is probably 190 max. I mean, that's a tough guy to bring down. They get him down, but not before he gets first down. 2nd and goal for NAU. I really thought London got in here. I thought right there. They didn't review it, but man, I thought he was in right there. Montana's going to end up getting the stop. I don't know how. I don't know why they didn't at least like review this, but Montana gets the stop right there on 2nd and goal. That brings up a 3rd and goal. They ended up false starting, so there was a sequence of events that happened before this. They got stopped on 2nd and goal. Brings up a 3rd and like an inch. 3rd and an inch. I mean, I would have just snuck it, but they ended up being in a gun formation the next play. I should have put it on here, but they were in a gun formation the next play, and I guess the quarterback didn't like what he was seeing, or maybe they were just going to try to draw. I mean, I don't know what the plan was. They didn't like the window, what they saw. It really seemed, I think they were in, 23 personnel? No. Yeah, I think they're in 23 personnel. So 1, 2, 3 tight ends, 1 receiver on the field, 13 personnel, not 23 personnel, 13 personnel, 1 back, 3 tight ends, and a receiver on the field. But he was in the gun, and he must not have liked it, because he then called a timeout which I think really hurt them because next play out, they have a timeout. They have time to talk about the play. They come out, their lineman false starts, and then they get moved back 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 6 from 3rd and goal from the 6 instead of 3rd and goal from the half-inch line. And next play, they try to run a play action, and it's just going to get blown up. Riley Wilson sniffs it out all the way, coming off the edge, sees the fake handoff. He sees that hand. He's got a front row seat on this fake, and the quarterback was going to try to roll out. I don't know if he was going to try to roll out and try to run it, or if he was going to try to roll out and try to, like, I don't know really what they were trying to do, because it really seems like they only have one route, or either, I don't know, maybe a screen this way. It kind of seems like they might be setting up for a screen this way or a one-on-one route over here. Either way, they both seem pretty covered. I mean, he might have a window to throw the out down here to this receiver, number 11, who was their leading receiver with 98 yards. He had an 88-yard touchdown reception to start the second half. But really good play from Riley Wilson right there. Really, really good play. High-level play right there. They take their 3 points, making it a 10-3 ball game, and Montana's going to get the ball back. 1st and 10 for Montana. They're going to hand it off to Nick Osmo, who gets downhill in a hurry and gets them about 5 or 6 yards on first down. 6 yards on first down. 5 yards. 2nd and 5 coming up for Montana. You're going to hand off to Nick Osmo once again, and this play is going nowhere. Really good job from NAU defenders to capture that edge, force it back inside, and have help. You know, you got your guy coming in here from your linebacker position. Really good play there. Really good play there from number 10, and can't see the number of the guy on the outside, but really good play there. I think that was 46. 3rd and 5 coming up for Montana. They really get a guy open here. Let's see what the route was initially. So it looks like they're trying to run a arrow slant, but it just kind of gets hung up. So NA using a man coverage here, man. It's empty coverage here, but this time NAU decides not to blitz out of empty. They're just going to play coverage. So they play man coverage, one high safety, and they're just going to drop this guy out into a hook. He's just robbing anything on the inside. So any quick end breakers, he's going to intercept it. He's going to break it up. He's going to be there for it. So there's not really, they don't have any routes that are meant to beat man quickly down here. They have the slant up here, but Aaron, in trying to set it up, Aaron Fonts tries to hit him with the diamond release, go outside, get back inside, and with that arrow route coming underneath it, the man coverage is going to follow with him. So he really gets hung up with the man guy covering Xavier Harris, and with that, they're going to scramble. Aaron Fonts gets open, but just unable to come down with the catch. Tough play right there on 3rd and 5. Would have been something that kept the drive going. So Montana really was hurting themselves early on in this game with some penalties, with some drops, just some uncharacteristic things from this team offensively. And, they punted it back away to NAU, leaving it a 10-3 ball game with 9.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. So London's going to try to scramble out here on the boot. Naked boot right here. You get 2 defenders. I really thought he should have just dropped it off to Brzee White right here. He's got a ton of room to run. I mean, a ton of room. I mean, an unbelievable. This is how you want this to look. I'm not mad at the over, too. He's got the overthrow right here as well. He's got the over. Trust me, this over is open. But he's just got guys in his face. He's not able to put enough on the throw, and it hits the dirt. Good play from the Montana defense right there. 2nd and 10 coming up. Get a one-on-one on the outside. Kenzel Lawler, who I don't think people have seen a ton this year. Unexpectedly, I think a lot of people expected to see him a little more this year, and you really haven't seen him a ton this year. I don't know what that's for, but a little troubling right here from this defense. You see Trevor Gradney's not even really set right here, and the play's being snapped. They're in a cover 3, so doesn't really hurt him because he's playing coverage over the top, but you get a one-on-one down here. Kenzel Lawler's playing bail, but that receiver got up on him in a hurry. I think that's number 11, who is their fastest receiver. As you saw on his touchdown, you'll see on his touchdown in the second half, he can really run. He can get up out of there. Good coverage from Kenzel Lawler. I don't know if they plan to play him more, but I mean, this isn't bad coverage right here. He's really in phase, gets his head around, doesn't get a pass interference call, really walls him to the sidelines, leaves little space for the throw. I mean, this is good coverage from Kenzel Lawler. This is good coverage right there. Not mad at that at all. Great play. 3rd and 10 coming up for Northern Arizona. They're going to drop back. They're going to get off to their running back, who's going to get the first down. Just enough yardage for the first down. Really good job there from Cromwell on the first down. Good play. Good hit from Riley Wilson. who really, oh my goodness, that was a collision. Oh my gosh. Wow. Football is a violent sport, folks. That is scary. I mean, I don't know, man. That is crazy. They are just, man, gladiators, man. Either way, they get the first down on 3rd and 10, bringing up a 1st and 10 for Northern Arizona. Drop back pass for London. And, man, I think Montana really got bailed out right here. Montana really got bailed out from a bad throw. There's a reason that PJ London is a 3rd-string quarterback, and that is what people online were talking about, which I don't 100% disagree with. He's a 3rd string for a reason. Pennington was starting for a reason. I'm not to say that Pennington would have hit this, but this guy was open. He was open by about 3 or 4 yards. He's going to beat Trevin Gradney. Montana's in a cover 3. Looks like a cover. Honestly, this looks like man. I mean, this kind of looks like man here. But Trevin Gradney's playing off. He has man eye, so it really looks like a one high man. They're playing off here just because they're in a tight formation. So this is man. We'll give it a man coverage. You got a one high safety right here with Jackson Lee shifting over to be that one high safety. But it's really man coverage. And Trevin Gradney gets beat. He's got a couple steps on him. This guy has a couple steps on him. The bad throw causes him to go outside. I don't know why the quarterback threw it out there, but if he would have just thrown it over the top, he could have had it there. Really unfortunate ending right there for NAU because they could have taken a big 17-3 lead right there. Their offense really struggled throughout the game. They weren't able to get a lot of things going, and that would have really helped them. 2nd and 10 coming up here for NAU. They are going to hand it off to their running back. Gosh, another running back. I think this is Jawan Evans right here on this run. No, number 14. I keep up with so many running backs. It might be BJ Fleming. Says he's number 4 on here, but he's wearing number 14. It says he's a receiver. It says BJ Fleming's a receiver. I don't know who number 14 is, but he's going to get a hand. It might say 34. It might be Cromwell. I think that said 34. Yeah, I think that's 34. Yeah, it's 34. My fault. Number 34, they're going to hand it off to number 34, Seth Cromwell. They're going to try to go a counter. This looks like a counter. Guard, tight end, counter. So you want him to cut inside there, but, really good play here from Klusewicz right here to come in and make the play. Every time I've seen Jace Klusewicz on a tackle, it's been a very formed tackle. He's not the biggest guy, but he is a good tackler. He brings guys to the ground. He makes plays. Really good job there from Jace Klusewicz on the tackle there. Really good job. That brings up a 3rd and 8 for Northern Arizona. They're going to roll out, and they're not going to be able to get the first down. Not enough yards there for the first down for NAU. On 3rd and 8, they punt it away to Montana. That brings up a 1st and 10 for Montana. 10-3 ball game with 7 minutes to go in the second quarter. Handing it off to Eli Gilman, who is bursting through the line. Really good blocks there on the inside zone play. And Eli Gilman's going to get about 6 to 7 on first down. 3rd and 3, or that was second down, I think. No, that was first down. 3rd and 3 coming up for Montana. Drop back, and they're going to run the rub down here. I didn't like this call. I did not like this call. The only reason I have a couple problems with this. Number one, the problem I have with this is Keelan White doesn't make this obvious at all. It's man coverage from NAU. You see a lot of man coverage, one high safety, so not zero coverage. And I don't think they brought the blitz. No, they're only rushing 3 here. But it's just a good call. This is just a good call from Montana. You got your running back on the outside. I've never really seen them run this with a running back, but I like the changeup because they usually run this with the receivers. I like the changeup for them to run this with a running back. But you're gonna have Keelan White run the slot fade here, really get in the way of the corner, and then have Stevie Rocker come in on the slant underneath. It's a rub route. It's a man beater. NAU is going to run man. It's a way to beat man on 3rd down to get you a first down. I feel like he only threw this because Alex McLaughlin, the safety, threw his hands up and complained. Because you see the flag come in then. Why did the flag just now come in? Any ref should have been watching that and seen it now. The flag should have came in now. But he did it. He didn't throw it until then because it didn't look egregious, and it's not egregious. Keelan White is well within his right to run that way. Players bump into each other all the time. And that's why I don't get this penalty. They bumped into each other. Tough. Like, yes, but he didn't. It wasn't egregious enough for me. I remember saying that live in the press box when I saw this. It was not egregious enough for me. I didn't think it was very obvious. I thought, obviously, I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to rub, but it didn't really look like that to me. And I feel like they just gifted NAU that. So that's going to hurt Montana. This is what I was talking about with some of the penalties that hurt Montana early on in the first half. That being one of them. That reffing the kicker also being another one of them. This is going to make it a 3rd and 18. That's a 15-yard penalty after a 3rd and 3. Logan Fife's going to try to give Sawyer Recanelli a chance just throwing the ball up right here, and it's going to be incomplete. I like that he gave him a chance. Obviously, it didn't turn out in their favor, but, Montana's going to punt it away and give it back to Northern Arizona. Not the greatest punt. It was really a shanked punt, and I think the ref gave them credit for more yardage than it really was. I honestly thought it went out around the 50. They said it went out back here where they're starting this drive, but that's going to bring up a 1st and 10. No Siri. That's going to bring up a 1st and 10 for Northern Arizona. They're going to start it off with their quarterback running a little ghost flat to their tight end on the RPO. So you can really hand it off here. You can hand it off to the running back, or you can pull it and throw it to the flats with your tight end. And I think you're really reading maybe this guy or one of these guys, whoever would be peeling off with the tight end. They both bite on the run, and you're going to get it out to your tight end, Brzee White. I think this was his longest reception of the game, but he gets about 9 yards on it. Let's see what his longest reception of the game was. Brzee White longest was 8. So yeah, they gave him credit for 8 right there. 2nd and 2. That was his only reception of the game, actually. 1 catch for 8 yards. Tough for Brzee White. On 2nd and 2, they're going to fall forward to get the first down. 1st and 10 coming up. They're going to run the reverse to the receiver. Number 4, his 2nd reverse of the game now. BJ Fleming. There he is. BJ Fleming on the reverse. There you go. Not number 14. That was number 34. Now this is number 4. BJ Fleming on the reverse. Really good tackle. I didn't see a face mask here, but it's just another personal foul that's going to hurt this Montana defense. They got to stay out of their own way. They've been struggling defensively, and this is just another. I mean, I didn't see it. I mean, I didn't put the other angle on there, but the other angle didn't really give you great vision into what really happened. I didn't think that he face masked him, but obviously I don't see what the refs saw. Maybe he got his hand in there, but just the way this tackle happened, it doesn't look like he would have needed the face mask to get him down. Either way, you see the flag going to come in there. They called him on the face mask, and it's going to be a 15-yard penalty after the end of the play, and that's going to get them down in the red zone territory. Mr. London is going to keep it. PJ London is going to keep the ball here on the zone option. So you got the split zone right here on the inside, but he can keep it. Split zone right here. He keeps it. Ronald Jackson Jr. is really off the edge, but he's not at a great leverage. He's not able to bring him down. And then he's going to kind of break down Ryder Meyer right here with a one-on-one tackle and get around the edge to get about 10 yards on first down. Maybe more, a little bit more. Get about 12. I don't know what Krishawn Gordon was doing here. I don't know if, he was already running out of bounds. I don't know why he put his hands on him. I don't think he pushed him out of bounds. The ref right here is going to throw the flag. I think they ended up picking it up. So let's see where he went out of bounds. He went out of bounds around the 10-yard line. They might give him the 9, but he ran around the 10 and, slammed him. It looks like the way the quarterback made it seem like he slammed him against the wall. I don't think he really slammed him against the wall, and they picked up the flag because he's right here on the 10. They picked up the flag. It wasn't unnecessary roughness. I don't think he pushed him at all. He kind of just put his hands on his pads. I think PJ London was flopping a little bit there, but, could have been a bad play. And he was talking heavy after the play. I don't know. The refs would have been well within their right to throw the flag. They didn't, though. Really good tackle here from Ronald Jackson Jr. on the edge. They're trying to get Hubbard out here on the run play, inside zone play, and it's not going to be successful. Not going to be successful on 1st and 10. 2nd and goal coming up. We're going to hand it off to Hubbard once again. Montana's got guys in the backfield. Cajo once again getting in the backfield very early on in this play. Not Cajo. Yeah, that is Cajo getting in the backfield. He's not going to make the tackle in the backfield. Hubbard makes a miss. But he's got guys around him, wore maroon jerseys in there, and they're going to bring him down. Bringing up a 3rd and goal for Northern Arizona. And they got their guy in the flats. Montana's really got it covered. And, man, Ryan Terrell almost came up with an interception here. Really close right here. Close right here. So they got the guy on the under. I don't know if he was trying to hit the guy on the under or Brzee White behind him, because they actually hit Brzee White on this earlier in the season. Against Sac State, they hit this same exact route. He ran the widened, call it like a bang in the red zone, and they really just try to throw it up and give him a chance. T-Rail really got up there to get the pass break up, but they're just trying to let Brzee White go up there and get it. And I mean, he had 2 safeties on him too, so Montana's defense was right there as well. But good play from Ryan T-Rail. Would have been awesome if he came down with the interception. Would have been an amazing interception, but good play for him to get the pass break up. Tough break for Northern Arizona. They get the 3, making it a 13-3 ball game with 2 minutes to go in the half.
In the Treasure State, University of Montana football is a way of life. Lithia Ford has long been a proud sponsor of Grizz football, and Lithia Ford of Missoula is thrilled to have several of the best Montana football seniors driving the best trucks in Montana. Aspen Sound is the premier car audio and accessory shop in Montana. Aspen Sound makes sure the boys are riding in style with tinted windows and state-of-the-art stereo systems. There's always a party in Montana. Whether you're going to a concert, a wedding, or a football game, the Montana Party Bus will get you there. Skyline Sports and ESPN MT cover the Big Sky with more depth than anyone. Check out SkylineSportsMT.com and tune in to Nuanez Now on 1029 ESPN Missoula every day. My Montana Roots and Wear Your Roots clothing is your go-to spot for the most unique and comfortable lifestyle clothing you'll find anywhere. And get your custom t-shirts to support your favorite player. From 5 local businesses who love Montana, best of luck to the Grizz as they pursue another Big Sky Conference championship.
1st and 10 coming up for Montana. Looks like he's not really finding anybody. He's going to get all the way back down through his progression and find Aaron Fonts down here, who I think was running like a post curl probably. He kept coming back down the stem, and he eventually gets the ball in his hands. Can't really see what they're running up here. Can't really see the route distribution up there, but looks like some sort of out with a seam. Either way, I think they got a holding call here, so they're going to call Journey Grimsworth on a holding right here. And I don't know. I mean, I can't see. Looks like a holding. Kind of also seems like the guy kind of flopped. Seems like the guy was already fallen and he just flopped. But he might have been getting held. Either way, they call it. Brings up a 1st and 20 for Montana. And not great start to this 2-minute drive. Minute and a half to go. They're going to try to hit the screen to their running back. It's not going to be there. Northern Arizona covers it. That brings up a 2nd and 20. Montana's going to get the slant off to Junior Bergen. So 2 slants with a seam by number 3 in here. He's really taking the coverage out of there, opening up the window for that slant to Junior Bergen, who catches it and gets really good yardage to bring up a 3rd and manageable. 3rd and 6 coming up for Montana, and just a good play from Alex McLaughlin. Man coverage down here. I don't know if they were trying to get a rub here or anything like that, but they're definitely trying to get their guy open here. They're definitely trying to get Racanelli open here on the arrow or the quick out. And it's just played well by Alex McLaughlin. Played really, really well by the best safety in the conference. And he makes the play, almost gets the pass break up, but makes the play short of the line to gain. And they punt it back to Northern Arizona, who has the ball with about 45 seconds to go in the half. PJ London's going to hand it off to Hubbard, who gets about 8 on 1st down, 9 on 1st down, 2nd and 1 coming up. PJ London looks like he was looking down here at this one-on-one down here. He's going to end up scrambling and not able to get out of bounds, but able to get enough yardage. 16 seconds to go in the half. No timeouts for Northern Arizona. They get it off to their receiver, number 3, and he tries to get out of bounds. They're going to end up calling. They call something here. What do they call here? I don't know what they called. I can't remember what they called, but I think it was declined by Montana. I think it was on Northern Arizona, whatever they called, and ended up ending the half right there. Montana got the ball to start the half, so their offense has not really been getting anything going in that first half. Struggling, penalties kind of stymieing some of their drives. Northern Arizona not really getting anything going offensively either. They were in the red zone, but they were heavily helped out by the Montana defense, so not really an offensive ball game, really a defensive ball game up to this point. The one touchdown being the defensive touchdown by Northern Arizona with the sack fumble. Brandon Wong scooping it up, taking it to the house. Montana's really going to step up defensively in the second half, and the Montana offense is really going to come alive. 6 total drives in the second half, one of those being one where they took a knee. So we'll call it 5 drives in the second half. Montana scored 4 touchdowns on 5 drives in the second half, and that's what you're going to see. They scored 21 and answered to finish the game. So let's watch it play out. Nick Osmo on the carry right there to get about 5 on first down. Drop back pass here. You get Keelan White on a fallout route down here and unable to come down with the catch. A little far outside. Just unable to get his hands on it. On 2nd and 5. 3rd and 5 coming up for Montana. And you're going to try to get Junior. Not even. Man, this is great. So this is really what we call a drive concept. Got your under right here with your outside receiver being Sawyer Racanelli. Under coming underneath. And then you got the 10-yard in coming in behind it. It's a really tight coverage right here from Northern Arizona. I think that's Alex McLaughlin in coverage on who I believe is Eric Barker at the tight end position. Logan 5 fits the ball in there. Really, really good job. Great play from your tight end here. Great catch from your tight end coming in. Fitting the ball in there by Logan 5. Just a great play. Just a great ball under pressure. Really good ball under pressure from Logan 5. Really good catch from Eric Barker in tight coverage from an All-American safety. I mean, just a great play right there. On 3rd and 5, that's money down when you got to have it, and they had it. Let me see what the 3rd down stats for Montana. On 3rd down, Montana was 6 of 12, so 50% on 3rd down. That's pretty good. NAU was 3 for 13, so not great for NAU, but those are good numbers for Montana. So offensively, obviously what we've been seeing from them this year is they've been, having great statistics offensively, and you're going to get the fallout route here from Keelan White. Really good route here. Good release. Get straight into it. Don't eat up all that space on the outside for the throw. Really try to stack that receiver and save space on the stack that cornerback and save space on the inside right there, and then fall out. Be very physical at the top, throwing that defensive back by, coming back down your stem. Good ball from Logan 5, and they get the first down on 1st and 10. Really good job right there. Split zone run to Nick Osmo, who's going to bounce it outside and get good yardage on 1st down. Really good block out here from your receiver as well. Tight end Eric Barker, really good block out there from your tight end Eric Barker. So he must have been split out. So they're in 13 personnel here. We'll call it 22 personnel. 2 tight ends. One of those tight ends being out here, and then fullback Evan Schaefer, running back Nick Osmo, and you're going to run like a split zone. Tight end coming across. Nick Osmo's going to bounce it out. Really good block here from Jake Olson to get up to that 2nd level. Really good job right there to get on that guy, block him. And then Eric Barker on the outside blocking the cornerback out here. Really good job. Getting the pancake block. Really good job right there. And then Nick Osmo falling forward as he always does. Great job. 1st and 10 coming up for Montana 12. About 13 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. They're going to get the quick out of 12 personnel. 13 personnel. 13? No. I think Junior Bergen started out in the backfield and motioned out there, but we will call it 03 personnel for the sake of things. 0 running backs, 2 tight ends, or 3 tight ends, 2 receivers, 03 personnel, no running backs. They get it out to their running back, or they get it out to Junior Bergen on the quick out, who gets the first down on the quick out. So right here, man, it would have been great if Logan 5 could have set his feet. They're going to run mesh here with their 3 tight ends. So they run the mesh with the 3 tight ends. Jake Olson seems to be taking these very deep. He might not fully understand the concept here. He is doing work for this guy. So your job is to get in the way of whoever may be covering Eric, or not even Eric. Who's that? I think that's Jake Olson, actually. No, who's his tight end? That might be oh, that's Evan Schaefer. So your job, Mr. Olson, is to get in the way of whoever may be covering Evan Schaefer. He's taking it a little deep. I've seen it twice now on this film that he's taking it deep on these meshes. And then you got the OTB, which is open right here. Seems to be open. But Logan 5's going to have to get out of the pocket. He's really got Eric Barker open. It would have been awesome if he set his feet to throw this ball to get it to him. And it's just a little bit out of reach for Eric Barker. He was open. He had a window. Not able to come down with it. 2nd and 10 coming up for Montana. They hand it off to Nick Osmo, who gets about 4 yards on 2nd and 10. They get a false start. Once again, penalties hurting this Montana offense. Just cannot have it. You got a 3rd and 6 in the red zone. You got a potential to get a touchdown. You're going to get points here, but you don't want to hurt yourself. 3rd and 11. Really, really timely play call for Montana here from Coach Pease, the offensive coordinator of the Montana Grizzlies. He's going to throw the hook and ladder here. Hook, ladder. Not even hook and ladder like a screen and ladder. But either way, screen, lateral, get it to Nick Osmo. Good block. I mean, this is big time right here. So you get the run off right here from Keelan White, who's just going to run his guy off. But then you got the block here from Sawyer Racanelli. He does whatever he can to keep himself separated from him and the defender. I mean, allows Nick Osmo to get upfield to get the first down. This is a 3rd and 11. Sawyer Racanelli doing this and just keeping his body separated from him and Nick Osmo, keeping his body in between the defender and Nick Osmo, allows Nick Osmo to get upfield to get the first down. This is a very good play from a receiver who's willing to sell out and make a play for his guy. Really good job there from Sawyer Racanelli. I mean, this is an underrated play right here, but great job right there from Sawyer Racanelli. Really, really good job there. 1st and goal for Montana. Nick Osmo is going to run it. I kind of thought he might have got in. It seems like he reached the ball over the pylon. They didn't give it to him. Logan Fife sneaks it in the next play for his first rushing touchdown of the game. Really good job there from the Montana offense. Waited for the ref to throw the arms up, but touchdown. They reviewed it, and he scores. So outside of this play, the Montana defense had a great second half. They really played a pretty solid game all in all, but right here was really one thing that I didn't mention earlier, that the Montana defense did really well. They were kind of helped out by some mistakes by NAU, but Montana was allowing NAU to get into the red zone. But when NAU did get into the red zone, Montana was really standing tall. They were really keeping them off the field, keeping them from getting into the end zone, making them get field goals, and that was a really good job of Montana to do that, their defense to do that, bend but not break defense, and that really helped them out, really helped keep those point totals down. They've been giving up a ton of touchdowns lately, and for them to keep NAU's offense off the board was a really good job. But here, Coach Houck likes to call these Daffy Duck formations, because a lot of times you see these types of formations in 2-point conversion situations, but they're going to run it right here. They're going to hand the jet sweep. This is a pass. That is a pass. That is a pass. So it ended up being an 88-yard passing touchdown. And, Montana really has numbers down here. We'll give it 5 on, it's really a 5 on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 on 6 here. Everybody else back here is not in this count, but you got a 5 blockers for NAU, 6 defenders for Montana. Those are good numbers for them. The 2 guys right here, Jackson Lee and Ryder Meyer, are really just going to overrun it a little bit, and that is the difference right there. Jackson Lee overruns it right here, and he's really got it contained. These guys need to trust that it's contained right here from Krishan Gordon and Ryan Tiro. So you guys need to then try to find the ball carrier and make sure you're in position when he cuts back, which he did right there. He's going to cut back right there, makes a slight move on Ryder Meyer, which gets him a little off kilter, and then he's a burner. He's going to run it all the way in for the touchdown, man. Really timely play call for NAU. That was a really high-level play call from NAU. I mean, great play call right there. That gives them, yet again, a 10-point lead, making it a 20-10 ball game with 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. 1st and 10, Montana. They're going to hand it off to Xavier Harris, which I think this ended up being his only touch of the game. And Xavier Harris gets upfield, and I think they gave him credit for 11 yards right there on that play. Good job right there from Xavier Harris on the jet sweep. Yep, for 1 carry for 11 yards. Here you go, drop back pass for Logan Fife. He's going to try to get the ball to Sawyer Racanelli. One thing I didn't like about this route is you're fading all the way. So take that outside release and then try to stack. Push him back inside. Get your shoulder into him and lean back into him. Save space for yourself. Don't allow him just to wall you all the way to the sidelines to where it makes it an impossible catch for you along those sidelines. Save space for the throw. The throw is kind of out of bounds right there, but the throw might have been out of bounds because the quarterbacks are looking at the angle you set. So they're throwing the ball based on the angle you set. You caught this earlier. I think this is a design drop back pass this time instead of really like an RPO. But, save space for the throw. You got to save space for the throw. He didn't, and it's out of bounds and incomplete on 1st and 10. 2nd and 10 coming up for Montana. Hand it off to Eli Gelman, who's not going to get much of anything right there. Tough play right there. 3rd and 10 coming up for Montana, and Montana's really going to get kind of bailed out right here. They're going to try to throw it down the sidelines to Eli Gelman, and The ball is out of bounds. The ball is uncatchable, and I think that's why they called this, because this defensive back didn't really have to hit Eli Gilman like this. Being that the ball was out of bounds, uncatchable, why the heck? I mean, but I don't know. This was still in he wasn't out of bounds or anything. They're playing hard. I don't know. I didn't really agree with this penalty. I didn't know why they threw that flag. I didn't really think it was like unnecessary roughness or anything. I think Montana really got bailed right here. They really got bailed right here. They got lucky. They genuinely got lucky right here. Because I didn't think so much that this was a late hit or anything. Like, they're playing hard. He doesn't necessarily know where that ball is at. He's just trying to make sure that Eli Gilman doesn't catch it inbounds. He hits him. The ref decides to throw a flag. That gives Montana a first down. That's a personal foul, 15-yard penalty. Montana's got the ball across the 50-yard line now. We're going to hand it off to Eli Gilman. He's not going to see anything. He's going to make a great move on this defender right here, coming in here on this safety. I think this is a safety. I think this is one of their safeties, number 27, coming in there. They're trying to run the outside zone this way, stretch, run play this way, and it's played well by NAU. Eli Gilman's going to bounce it all the way back. A lot of times with these stretch plays, if you get to this point, the cutback is where it's at. He's going to cut back. Everybody's blocking hard. I really like everybody's blocking hard, but it's not going to be there. He's going to bounce it back. You get Logan Fife involved in blocking forward for you, and man, number 46 is going to save a touchdown right here. Potentially a touchdown. I mean, Eli Gilman really started to get on his horse right here. As you see, if I let it play out, he really got on his horse. 46 does not know how lucky he was, how close he was to giving up another long touchdown for Eli Gilman. Really good play there from number 46. Really good job. 1st and 10 coming up for Montana after the long run of Eli Gilman.
Join Town Pump's Pump It Up Rewards Plus program and never pay full price for fuel again.
Save 5 cents on every gallon every day at any Town Pump across Montana.
Plus, earn and redeem points on your favorite in-store items to get free stuff with our clubs.
Stop in and pick up a rewards card. Download the Pump It Up Rewards Plus app today.
Or visit townpump.com/rewards to register and start saving.
Town Pump. Right down the road. Pump it up. Oh, yeah.
They're going to try to run the double move here to Junior Bergen. You see he's trying to run the nod route right here. NAU's playing coverage. They're not playing really tight man. So this isn't really going to get this guy right here. It's not there. It's not there. Montana was in 12 personnel, I believe, right here. Yeah, so they're in 03 personnel. So 3 tight ends, no running backs, 3 receivers. They try to hit it. It's not there. Keelan White's going to notice and come back to the ball off the scramble. Really good job from Keelan White. This is a really good job because he's just running a runoff fade. He's just running a fade to run it off. He notices that Logan Fife scrambling. Logan Fife notices him, and he gets the ball to him immediately. I mean, this is some of the things why I talk about. I think the connection from Logan Fife and Keelan White is really strong because, I mean, this is just like a good play from Keelan White. Notice that your quarterback's in trouble. Give him a window to throw the ball. NAU's in off coverage. Really looks like quarters down here. It might be cover 6, but half field safety, flat defender, and then 2 quarters defenders up here. So they're playing off, keeping it in front of them. Keelan White comes back to the ball. It's good for like a 15-yard reception. Really good job there. 1st and 10 coming up for Montana in the red zone. They're going to try to throw it out to Keelan White, and Alex McLaughlin is going to get his 2nd PBU of the game. Once again, coming in on the blitz, just getting his hands up. Man coverage now. This is 0 coverage now from NAU, and it works out in their favor. 2nd and 10 for Montana. They're going to hand it off to Eli Gilman on the split zone, who gets about 4 to 5 on 2nd down. That brings up a 3rd and 5. He's going to drop back and get it off to Sawyer Racanelli. So I don't want to call this like a rub, but, fake the run. Sawyer Racanelli then gets out to the flats. Keelan White's running the corner route out here. And good reception for Sawyer Racanelli, who gets upfield and gets down about the 1-yard line. Here you go. Logan Fife is going to pull it on the read option, and this is not split zone. You're really meant for Evan Schaefer to block upfield. They run this quite a bit. K.Ali Ayat has scored a few touchdowns on this as well. He pulls it, gets it to Logan Fife, who scores it. Really good job. Or Logan Fife keeps it and gets around the edge untouched. Even the cameraman was faked out. Good job. Making it a 20-17 ball game. NAU still leading. 5.5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. 1st and 10 coming up. I'm going to try to run the ghost flat once again on the read option. here for NAU, or not even a read option, but like a boot. They're running the boot, naked boot here for NAU, and nobody's super open, but you got the comeback down here from your receiver number, or really the out. So the deep out down here from your receiver number 11, running against Keon Loud, and he gets a 10-yard reception, giving him his 98 yards of receiving on 2 receptions. Really high-level game for Kobe Katzis, whose average right there is probably close to, was that 44-yard average, or not even? Is that 50? So like 48-yard average, 49-yard average. I think that's a 49-yard average per reception. Ridiculous. 1st and 10 for NAU. Once again, they're going to get their tight end out into the flats. They get it to him, ball into his hands. Good tackle there from Ryder Meyer. And it brings up 2nd and 2 for Northern Arizona. They get it out to their running back, Hubbard, who gets good yardage, but it's going to come back for a hold on the outside. So I think they're going to hold Pat Hayden here, or maybe it was outside. I think it might have been called on number 77 out here on Vaikahu. Somebody got a hold. It didn't look pretty. I remember from the booth I saw, I was like, man, like somebody got held over there. It just seemed like you can always tell when there's a hold. I mean, it just looks weird. Something just doesn't look right when there's a hold on a play. Here you go. PJ London's going to get out of the pocket, get it out to Brzee. Was that Brzee? Wait, no, that's Lanier. Tay Lanier, who also had 1 reception for 6 yards, being right here. But they're going to get him on the quick. So this is a spot concept. They're just getting that. He's kind of rolling out to the spot concept, but you get the spot route right there. You get your horizontal stretch. They're in kind of like, it ends up being kind of like a bunch right there once the snap happens. Horizontal stretch, flat route right there. Spot concept, spot route to your Tay Lanier, and then the corner route to Brzee White. They get it out to the spot right now. 6 yards on 3rd and 12, bringing up a 3rd and 6 for NAU. Drop back pass for PJ London. He's going to scramble out. And he's not going to find anybody, but he's going to scramble for the first down. Just enough for the first down. Bringing up a 1st and 10 for NAU. PJ London's going to get out of the pocket once again. Gives a little do-si-do to Riley Wilson. Hey. And he falls about 2 yards short of the first down. 2nd and 2 coming up for Northern Arizona. He's going to hand it off to his running back, or the receiver's going to keep it. This is that wildcat formation that you see. Quarterback's doing the clapping, but you're getting a little power with that guard coming around, pulling around, getting a block. You got 2 maroon jerseys out there. It looks like Riley Wilson was very close to getting this ball out. Not enough, and they're going to give him the first down on that. They then hand it off, get a little outside zone stretch play here to their running back once again, and he gets about maybe 2 to 3 yards on first down. 3 yards. They go back to the wildcat. First time he's going to hand it off, and their running back takes it. Hubbard takes it close to first down yardage on 2nd and 7. Good job there from Hubbard. So that's going to end the 3rd quarter. We bring in the 4th quarter in, and they're going to start with the ball on 1st and 10. Start the 4th quarter with the 1st and 10. 2017 ball game, 15 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. 1st and 10 coming up for NAU, and they hand it off to their running back, number 34, Seth Cromwell. Bringing up a 2nd and 7. 14 and a half minutes to go. Drop back pass. They're running outs at different levels down here. I don't know what penalty they called here. I don't know. It must have been like an illegal formation. I don't know. Went back a little bit too much. I don't know why that happens, but I don't know what the penalty was here. I don't know. Was somebody covered up? Oh, I was about to sneeze. My gosh. Either way, they threw a flag there. It was 2nd and 7. Now it's 3rd and 7. It must have been declined by Montana if it was on NAU. That brings up a 3rd and 7. 14 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. PJ London is almost going to get sacked by Pat Hayden, but Pat Hayden is unable to bring him down to the ground. PJ London is going to scramble out, and the ball is going to be incomplete, intended for the receiver out here. Looks like Trevor Gradney was the closest defender. 20-17 ball game, 14 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Montana's going to try to get some points on the board to, bring this game within their grasp. Hand it off to Nick Osmo on first down. He gets 3. 2nd and 7 coming up. Wheeling out of the pocket. They get it off to Nick Osmo, who falls short of the first down on 3rd and 2. Montana's going to roll out. They're going to try to get a boot action here. Not a naked boot. You got some blockers out in front of you, but nobody's really going to show up, and it's going to be incomplete on 3rd and 2. They're going to punt it away to NAU, who's got the ball now with 12 and a half minutes to go. Handoff to Hubbard, I believe that was. Can't see the number, but I think that's Hubbard there on the handoff. It might be Evans, but one of their running backs back there. And they're going to hand it off once again. I think that's Evans. Yes, Evans is going to get the handoff on 2nd and 5. And Montana's defense is going to be there. Anders Learman is the first one to come in contact with him. Or not even Anders Learman. That is 96. Hank Noose is the first one to put hands on him. But you got 2 more defenders coming in on there. Ryan Tyrrell and Ryder Meyer was right there to help clean it up as well. Great play on 2nd and 5. 3rd and 5 coming up for NAU. They're going to try to run the quarterback counter here. Fake handoff. He keeps it, and he tries to bowl forward for the first down on 3rd and 5, but he is short of the line of gain. So if it's 3rd and 5 from the 19-yard line, the first down would have been on the 24-yard line, and he's brought down, seems right short of that 24-yard line, but they're going to punt it away. Get a pretty good punt there. Montana takes over at their own 26-yard line. Hand it off to Eli Gilman, who's very patient in here on this outside zone play. Very patient. Sees that first defender. Sees these guys coming in. Sees that window on the backside of that. Really good back vision in here. This is amazing back vision. Just watch how he maneuvers in here. 1 cutback, 2 cutback, and then he gets about 7 yards on first down. That's a good run. 6 yards on first down. 2nd and 4. Hand off to Eli Gilman once again. Just getting downhill, and man, this NAU team, like, when they get their hands on you, they're gonna usually make the tackle, and that's something that really helps a lot of, like, hurts or helps these defenses and hurts these defenses at times. It's like tackling, man. Some of the biggest differences you see from a good Big Sky defense and a bad Big Sky defense is the tackling. And Montana hasn't been tackling at a high level this year. That's why you've seen some of the defensive struggles that they've had. And NAU tackles well. So when they get their hands on you, they're usually going to bring you down. 3rd and 1 here from Montana. Nick Osmo just able to get that first down. 1st and 10 coming up for Montana. Man, there is a high safety here. Alex McLaughlin is going to be high late. Felt like there was kind of a window to be able to get the ball to Sawyer Racanelli here, but Junior Bergen is getting held on the inside here. He's going to try to run a sail route down here. And he's just getting held. He's just getting held. He's not able to get into his route, and the refs are going to throw the flag on it, and it's going to be a first. It's going to be a first down after the hold. It's a 10-yard penalty. I don't think it's an automatic first down. It might be an automatic penalty. Automatic first down, but if it's 1st and 10, you get a 10-yard penalty. It's first down anyway. Hand it off to Nick Osmo, who gets about 2 yards on first down. 2nd and 8 coming up. They're going to get it out to the bubble to Junior Bergen. Quick now bubble. They knew they were throwing it. Get it out to Junior Bergen. And I like how he didn't waste any time. He gets out to the outside. Really good blocks out here from the receivers. Really, really good blocks here. Aaron Fonts gets a really good block. Keelan White's doing a really good job working to get that block. And Junior Bergen works really well to get the first down. Great job right there. 2nd and 8. You don't want to bring up 3rd down. Just go get the first down now. Try to get the quick slant down here to why am I blanking? Eric Barker. So here you go. They're in empty personnel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 in coverage. This is 0. Man. You see the man coverage. I like how it seems that Fife has been really good about noticing when it's at 0 coverage, noticing when it's man coverage, noticing when he's going to be hot, noticing where he's going to have to throw the ball hot to. He's done a really good job of getting the ball out real fast. Ball out, get it to your hot. He's unable to come up with the reception, but he's your first read. He's your most inside receiver. He's your one running your quick slant. I don't know if he checked that to him, or I don't know if that was just the route concept, but you got your hot. He's unable to get it to him, but I like it right there. They run the pivot concept up top, and he just doesn't have enough time to get to that. There's going to be a free rusher. You're in empty. They're bringing 6. You only have 5 to block. You got to get the ball out. He gets it off. He's unable to come down with it, but I like the recognition there. I like the recognition. 1st and 10 coming up for Montana. They're going to try to run a gadget play here. So going to try to throw it with Junior Bergen, who's going to roll back around, try to get it to Keelan White. It was honestly a decent ball, just a little bit out of bounds. Like the ball was a decent spiral, just a little bit out of bounds. They really seem to try to use the fact that Junior Bergen was a receiver. He's a really good receiver and he's a really good returner, but he was a quarterback his senior year in high school, and they have him throw the ball, it seems like, at least once a week. Hasn't been super successful this year, but, they try it. 2nd and 10 coming up, 7.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. And they're going to hand it off to Eli Gilman, who's breaking tackles, falling forward for 11 yards and a first down. Really strong run right there. Hand it off to Eli Gilman once again, who gets about 3 to 4 yards on 1st and 10. 2nd and 6 coming up. Play action, and this route is a beauty. Watch Junior Bergen here. It's going to run the double move, so it seems like a slant and go from the inside, so really a slipper. On the outside, you really call it a sluggo on the outside. On the inside, sometimes you call it a slipper route. So slant, back up field, really gets this. This is one of their better defenders. Number 3 is one of their better coverage guys. But Junior Bergen is one of the best receivers in the country, and he is going to make this guy miss. And good ball from Logan Fife just to get it into his hands. Great job right there on the touchdown. Really, really good job. High level route there from Junior Bergen. Really good job there. Touchdown, giving Montana their first lead of the game. 24-20 ball game here, and right away NAU is going to try to take a deep shot the next drive and almost gets bit. Trevin Gradney comes close to getting the interception right there. I don't think he really was planning for the receiver to try to make a play on the ball either. He tried to make a play. They're both going for it after the same time, and it's incomplete. 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, and they're going to hand it off to the running back Hubbard, who's not going to get a ton of yardage right there on 2nd and 10. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 7. Drop back pass, PJ London. And man, I think that's Riley Wilson right there on the edge, who almost came down with that sack. He's going to evade the cut block from the running back there. And man, just a little unbalanced and gets out of the pocket. He's going to scramble and get close to first down yardage. I think he ended up, 2 yards short of the first down. I think a lot of the NAU fans over here wanted a late hit, maybe. I don't know. Either way, 4th and 2 coming up here. They're going to try to run a rub here. They're going to try to have this defender get in the way of whoever's manning up this inside receiver. They're going to try to it's not great. They should have had this. This is not a good route from this inside receiver. He really needs to be more patient. They're playing off coverage and it's man, and he should understand that. So just don't get too far upfield. You see that your guy is getting pressed. Don't take too many steps upfield. You really just need a tempo. He shouldn't be off the ball faster than this outside receiver is off the ball. Tempo off the ball. Take your time. Come out now. Come right underneath him. PJ London can get the ball off to you easy. It's a first down. He takes way too many steps upfield and runs into the defender, and it just, you don't need that much. It's 4th and 2. You only need 2 yards. Come upfield just right there. Wait for your guy to get past you. It's off coverage by your defender. He's never going to be able to get there, get out, get the first down. He doesn't do that. It ends up being an incomplete pass. PJ London really kind of rushed the throw. I don't think he had to get the throw out. But also, this isn't how you want this to work out here. You're trying to get a slight rub. It's not even a rub. You're just trying to get space for your defender. This should have been a 4th and 2 conversion. This is an easy completion. You just have to know how this route distribution is supposed to work out by this inside receiver. He did not, and it ends up being an incomplete pass, and Montana's going to get the ball back in NAU territory. They're going to run the sweep here to their receiver out here, to their running back, Eli Gilman. Looks like a little pin and pull out here, pulling a couple of linemen out, and Eli Gilman's going to get decent yardage, man. Not even enough, though. He only gets about 2 yards on that run. Just great tackling from this NAU defense. They never really let the running backs of Montana really get out and make big runs. Each of them had one big run, but outside of those, it wasn't really a ton of success to be had for the Montana running backs there on big chunk run plays. Here you go. Nick Osmo gets the first down right there. You hand it off once again to Nick Osmo, and they got a guy number 46 off the edge. He's going to make the tackle for loss. 2nd and 11 coming up from Montana. Boot to Aaron Fonts, who's coming down the line of scrimmage. So it looks to be 13 personnel here. 1 tight end, 2 tight ends, 3 tight ends, 1 running back, 1, 3 is 13, 1 receiver, 5 linemen. You guys get the point. Aaron Fonts is coming on the ghost flat down there. You got a boot right here, you got your tight end blocking out in front for you. Everybody's blocking out in front for you. The reason you can do that is because Keelan or Aaron Fonts is catching the ball behind the line of scrimmage, so no offensive pass interference, and he's going to hurdle as he does all the time. Gets the hurdle in there, hurdles over the defender, breaks another tackle, and gets upfield down inside the 5-yard line, down right at the 5-yard line. First and goal, going to hand it off to Nick Osmo, who runs into a defender, number 10, and also a safety. Yeah, it's number 3 right there at the safety position. They're going to bring him down on first and goal. And next thing you know, Nick Osmo, I remember telling Tutel. I said, Fife is going to pull this one. I think it was, the 2-minute timeout was right. So after this play, they did the 2-minute timeout. And I remember telling Tutel right before they came off onto the field, I said, Fife is going to pull it. Watch. He pulls it and gets his 3rd touchdown of the game. Walks in untouched. Really good job there from the Montana offense to really put ice on this game and really make it out of reach. 2 minutes to go for NAU. There's still a chance they got to score fast, though. And the first pass of this drive is going to get batted down by the Montana defense on 1st and 10. You got a 2nd and 10 coming up. They're going to run a screen. They get it off to the running back, but a really high level. So I said I would highlight Ronald Jackson Jr. Ronald Jackson Jr., outside of all the blunders and all the fire that this defense has been under, Ronald Jackson Jr. is going to finish this game off how you like to see him finish this game off right here on the screen. They've really got good numbers out here. If Ronald Jackson Jr. is not the one making this play, I think this is at least a first down. You got a blocker right here. You got another lineman out in front, and you got a blocker. You got numbers for this NAU defense. They're getting good blocks. This should have been a pretty good play for NAU. And Ronald Jackson Jr. is going to save it from being anything and make the tackle after a gain of 2 yards. Really high-level play right there from Ronald Jackson Jr. Really good play right there. Really high-level tackle. 3rd and 8. You're going to get P.J. London, who's going to get out of the pocket, and who comes in and makes the tackle? Ronald Jackson Jr. Really good play right there. Big-time hit. Big time hit right there. Clock's still moving for Northern Arizona. They only have 1 timeout. Great job to keep him from getting that first down and stopping the clock and potentially keeping this drive alive. Then on 4th and 3, obviously NAU has to go for it. They're down by 2 touchdowns. There's only a minute left in the game. P.J. London's going to scramble out of the pocket. Ronald Jackson Jr. is right here. Watch him. Helmet directly on the ball. Fumble. Recovered by Jackson Lee to end the game. 3 big plays from Ronald Jackson Jr. to end this game. Just an incredible high level of effort by him to end this game. Just not giving up on any plays, just making big hits. Great job from Ronald Jackson Jr. This defense has been taking a lot of heat, and for them to finish this game this way, particularly Ronald Jackson Jr. to finish this game this way, was a good sign for Montana fans to see. It's a good sign. These guys care. They want to win, and you see it right there. Great job for Montana. Great job for the Montana fans. I know they're happy to see them get a dub after watching Weber State beat up on them last week, put up 55 points on this defense. But they get a bye week now, and they will then play against Northern Colorado and I believe Idaho State. Let me see. They get a bye week. I believe they have Northern Colorado after the bye week, and then they have Cal Poly that following week before they play UC Davis at home. So they'll be at Northern Colorado, they'll be in San Luis Obispo, and then they come back home for 2 straight home games against UC Davis and Portland State before they go and play the neighbors in Montana State, who are currently 7-0. They beat up on Idaho last night 38-7. They are looking like one of the better teams in the country. But Montana moves to 5-2. Those 2 losses being North Dakota and Weber State. We will see what they were able to do, what they were able to come up with in their bye week as they, look to get as healthy as possible, look to maybe clean up some things on the defensive end, but also look to get some time off. Thank you guys for tapping in. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you guys leave me a comment down below. Let me know how you guys think about this new mic. I don't know how loud it is for you guys. I need to get some headphones so that I can hear it, but I appreciate you guys for tapping in. I will catch you guys next time. See you later.